On this episode of Formula World, Verstappen wants another talk with Ricciardo, Halo better than expected, Vettel wants best on every track, Bottas, I can become world champion, new Pirelli tyre compound, and Kubica favourite for Renault seat. First up on Formula World, Verstappen wants another talk with Ricciardo. Max Verstappen has already spoken with and apologised to his teammate Daniel Ricciardo for the collision between the pair in Hungary, but he feels as though another chat with Ricciardo will help the mending process. I've talked to him, but we will probably talk again before the next race at some point. We have always had a good relationship. You know, the first lap needs to happen. That's when you go for it, because that will be your position. You do everything you can, of course, to move forward. I locked up because I had another car in front of me and then I hit Daniel. That is of course not what you want, but you don't do it on purpose. Halo better than expected. The more the Halo is being used by drivers, the more feedback is coming out. Mercedes junior driver and current GP3 championship leader George Russell, who tested with the Silver team during the Hungarian round of in-season tests, got a chance to try out the Halo for himself to see what all the fuss was about. Russell was surprised by how little it impacted his vision, even going as far as saying as it helped his vision in some instances. The Halo was more surprising than I expected. I had a much better view than I ever imagined. One very funny positive was at the end of the day, when the sun was coming down, the Halo actually blocked the sun from my eyes, so I saw more than I would usually see. To be honest, from a driver's perspective, when you're doing a qualifying lap or whatever, the visibility is completely fine. The only hindrance could be potentially the start lights at the start of a race, but I was extremely surprised by it and how much I could actually see. The only issue Russell seemed to have was getting in and out of the car, which he said became fine with time and practice. I think it just takes a bit of experience to find the right techniques. I struggled initially, but towards the end, after a few trial runs, I was fine getting in and out. Vettel wants best on every track. Ferrari driver and current championship leader Sebastian Vettel is aware of the significant improvement his team has made since last season, but is also keen on making improvements to the car where it may be lacking. When asked about how he feels about the current state of affairs and looking toward the back half of the season, he had this to say. The team is in a much better shape this year. If you have the right results coming your way, you start to pick up a bit of momentum, and so it's up to us to keep it going. But I'm quite confident we have the right people, we know how to build a strong car, and we have improved the engine this year massively, so everything is going in the right direction. We have been competitive everywhere we went. We want to be the best on every track we go to, and we're working on it. We have quite a good understanding of what the car needs, and now we have a bit of time to look into a couple of things in a bit more peace and calm. But the most important thing is we know what we need. Bottas, I can become world champion. When the Finnish driver signed on for Mercedes, many people were aware of his talent, but not as many expected him to be so close in the title chase, especially this early into his Mercedes tenure. Bottas was asked recently how he felt about his current position and if he thinks he has a chance for the title. This is what he has to say. Yes, I can become world champion. There are still 9 races to go and I believe that I can beat Lewis and Sebastian. I have already done both this year. I am getting better and better. There is no limit for me. I would never say that one of my opponents is better than me. I believe in myself. New Pirelli tyre compound. Pirelli have until the 1st of September to submit details of their 2018 tyres, but have until 1st of December to finalise their compounds. Looking ahead, they are seeking to add a 6th compound for the 2018 season, but are still waiting on testing results to evaluate their final decision. Pirelli boss Mario Isola had this to say about it. Depending on the results, we will decide the number of compounds. My opinion is to go up to 6, which is possible. Now we have much better data coming from each weekend, so we are already developing new construction, a new profile, new ideas. It will not be a revolution compared to this year, but we think we will have a good product. Kubica, favourite for Renault seat. Given the recent push from Renault in giving Polish driver Robert Kubica time behind the wheel of a current F1 car, it would seem logical to assume there is more meaning behind the tests other than just goodwill. This is definitely the thinking of current Formula 2 driver Oliver Rowland, who is sitting second in the championship standings. Roland is another of Renault's junior drivers who have been keeping a close eye on Robert Kubica's comeback, as he himself is pushing for his promotion to the senior team. Obviously, I'm trying to get the seat for next year, and I've seen that Kubica has been testing, so I'm keeping my eye on that. My F2 teammate Nicholas Latifi was testing the day before, so I got a bit of information back from him. It's good for me as well, as he's a decent reference for Renault to compare me to him and compare him to Robert. I see myself as not coming with the most backing in the world, but second favourite behind Robert from that side of things. I respect him, and it would be nice to see him there if I wasn't fighting for the seat. Will Bottas win this year? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.